Hey friends, I've been pretty open in the past about my mental health, particularly when it comes to my depression. I used to imagine my depression as a pink toad named Dolores. I have a complicated relationship with Dolores, mostly because she voices my intrusive thoughts, and I don't like them. It used to be pretty easy to tell Dolores to shut up though. It was easy because I knew she was lying to me. She would say, "All of your friends secretly hate you," and I could say, "Shut up, Dolores. My friends are way too direct and way too lazy to only be pretending to like me for such an extended period of time." But now Dolores says things like, "The world sucks right now. There's a global pandemic, and even though 1 in 3 Americans have lost someone to the pandemic, people still don't care enough about their neighbors to wear a mask." And then, I shrug and go, "Yeah, you're right, Dolores. 2.85 million people have died and the world sucks right now." As it turns out, it's harder to fight against your depression when it seems well-informed, and thus starts the familiar downward spiral. I'm real good at doing downward spirals. I do them all the time. Taylor from the channel It's Radish Time recently made a video about building upward spirals, which I'm noticeably less good at. You should go watch her video. The basic gist, though, is that even though the often unsolicited advice people give to cure your depression or whatever mental illness you're dealing with is often unrealistic, but doing small things for yourself can help build an upward spiral. And for the most part, I found the advice I've been given for treating my depression to be of varying levels of help. My dad telling me the reason I'm depressed was because I don't read the Bible enough was unhelpful. My therapist telling me when I was 13 that people generally don't make hot cocoa for people they don't like, and every time I make myself hot cocoa I am saying that I am important and valuable and deserve to be here, was noticeably good for me, and now also applies to coffee and tea. This advice was also helpful because as I grew up I would discover that in addition to my regular depression, I also have seasonal depression, and that compounds on all of the other mental health issues I have the rest of the year. When I'm on a downward spiral, first the depression makes it harder to do the things I want to do, like making YouTube videos, drawing fan art, and going out to order an absurdly fancy coffee that I can't make at home. And after I can't do that anymore, it takes away the things I need to do. Eating regularly, exercise, and cleaning my apartment. And the last thing it does is take away my ability to care for myself. And then I can't even get out of bed, even though I want to. I've been on a lot of downward spirals in my life. I know the pattern well. Upward spirals work in a similar but reverse fashion, allegedly. Doing a small thing makes the next slightly bigger thing easier to do. Taylor's video made me want to build an upward spiral, but that was really hard to do, so instead I just got to the point where I was not getting any worse. And then spring happened. Remember the seasonal depression thing? Yeah, that's over now. I can spend the next 6 months having a noticeably easier time managing my mental health, which also means if I want to build an upward spiral, now is the time. There's a reason I've completed Veda multiple times, but have literally never finished Vlogmas. The reason is that my brain is bad at making certain chemicals and gets worse at it in the winter. So I'm trying to build an upward spiral now. It still doesn't really feel like something I'm capable of doing, but I want to try. Which means that the other day I wrote a script in my pajamas, so that one day, today, I would wake up before work with enough time to shower and brush my teeth so that I would be willing to turn on the camera and talk to you. All of these are things that I want to do regularly. I don't know if I will be able to get to a place where I can do all of this regularly. It took me a long time for me to get to this point though, and it's okay that this is hard for me. I'm going to build an upward spiral. I still have depression. Dolores is still here and she is not going away, but I am hoping that her streak of rational arguments stick around. It feels like a growth for her. Thanks for watching, friends. Tell me down in the comments about how you build upward spirals in your life, and if you want to see more from me, please subscribe, watch another video of mine, or support me on Patreon. And hey, I love you.